Hello and welcome to another modern stream. Today we're playing the Rakdos deck. It's a mid-range deck that is very similar to Jund, but because we are not playing green mana, because we are not playing Tarmogoyf, we get to play 4 of Blood Moon in the main. Mana bases have been kind of going wild in Modern. Lands are very important, whether it be Field of the Dead or Valakut. So having a Blood Moon in the main could just be a I win enchantment. I'm sure we'll see that more than once during this league. Yes, I keep this. Inquisition into Stomp seems fine. Then we can go Pyromancer. Okay, we got a Swift Spear from the opponent. So they're going to be playing the Rakdos Shadows list. They got a bit of damage in there. Turn 1. So they're going to be able to potentially turn 2 a Scourge. And because we're going to have to fetch, we're not going to be able to stomp a Scourge. So let's see if we can hit it with Inquisition. We'll go for a basic Swamp. Okay, they do have a Death Shadow. Otherwise, they have another Swift Spear and a Bonecrusher Courier, but they don't have any more lands. So maybe we take the other Swift Spear here. Alright, we'll go get Basic Mountain. Stomp is an instant, so we can do this at any point here. Yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of the Swift Spear. Cancel that. I think they have Lightning Bolt in hand that we know about. Yeah, so they would be able to save the Swift Spear if we stomped it now. So we probably should have just stomped the Swift Spear during the opponent's turn. We would have saved ourselves some damage. They're going to cast Dismember on the Bonecrusher Courier to get an extra Swift Spear Prowess trigger and to lower their life total for the Shadow, and that also fizzles the Stomp. Okay, so there was a lot going on there. Pretty cool turn from the opponent. Okay, we draw Swamp, so we can go ahead and get another Mountain, so we can play the Seasoned Pyromancer this turn. Okay, we got Thoughtseize and Kroxa. And now we have a bunch of blockers. They are going to have access to Shadow now. Oh, here's a Night's Whisper first. So let's see here. We've seen the Courier, we've seen the Dismember, so we know they have Bolt and Death Shadow in hand. Okay. So it looks like we can double block here. and take the Swiftspear out. Let's go ahead and take that Death Shadow out of their hand. Just go ahead and pluck that out of their hand. They'll get our Pyromancer, but we're going to have access to Kroxa again this turn. Oh, and Blood Moon? Well, Blood Moon doesn't seem too good here. Let's do the Kroxa thing. So we're leaving the Pyromancers in the graveyard so that we can do the token thing. But I don't think that's going to be necessary. Bolting us. I thought the Temur Battle Rage was already there. Okay, anyways. Moving on. Combat. Hello, maybe Pigeon. Game is going fine. Just actually started the league. This is match 1, game 1. This is also my first time playing the Rakdos midrange deck. So I like that I'm playing against the Rakdos Shadow deck. Hey, thanks for the luck. I do have a lot of experience from the other side of the table on this one. So I'm hoping that that'll give me a little bit of an edge. Destroying the creatures are really important. Oh, really cool. How did you get into it? Did a friend introduce you to it, or what happened? Spellbomb is okay. What's this one? Gain control of a creature. I mean, that's not bad, being able to take their shadows or whatnot. 5 mana is quite a bit. Kolaghan's Command is a 2-for-1. That should be pretty good. What about Cling to Dust? I mean, all these cards seem fine. Excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear that you've been enjoying it. A lot of people feel the same way as you. I, for one, really enjoy this game. Engineered Explosive seems really good in this matchup, actually. Knocking that off for 1 kills a lot of their stuff. What do we still got here? Still got about 1 minute and 20 seconds to consider the sideboard. Dragon's Claw is kind of meh. It will gain us some life, but I think it's really more for different matchups. So I got Lantern, again, kind of meh. These are mediocre. They're going to have some value versus Lurrus, but that's not really the plan we're on. Pithing Needle's not going to do very much. Call and Command, we brought 1 in. It's going to be decent as a 2-for-1. What about Ashiok? I mean, that's okay. I'm not really excited about it. I think we're just going to go with what we got here. I think Cling to Dust is probably the best out of the bunch for those kind of removals. So I'm going to take out a Thoughtseize for a Cling. As far as graveyard interaction goes, Cling is probably our best bet in this matchup. Okay, I'm in for this. We have a 1-2-3 with Inquisition, Channeler, and Liliana. Okay, opponent has got something to start. It's a Swift Spear right away. So we're going to be taking some damage from that. Okay, cool, cool. EDH is a great way to get into the game, play amongst friends. My experience with Magic has mostly been, well, it's mostly been online lately. Get rid of that Death Shadow. Because obviously the local Magic scene is dried up because of COVID. But when I was playing, I was mostly playing in small tournaments. Used to have a lot of fun with that. Once in a while go to a PPTQ or an RPTQ, and those were a lot of fun. We're just going to throw down the Channeler. That's our turn 2 play, I think. They have the Lightning Bolt, so maybe we just Fatal Push the Swift Spear. We go Channeler, they bolt it, we take a bunch of damage, we play Liliana, down ticket, we get to keep the Lily. Maybe the Channeler is supposed to be like a Lightning Rod, so that it eats up the bolt that we know about. Thanks for the follow, friend. And then our Liliana can eat the Swift Spear. On the other hand, we could Fatal Push the Swift Spear and then next turn tick up the Liliana, and it would still survive a Lightning Bolt that way. And it would be there waiting to get rid of the Lurrus. So many options, huh? Alright, we're going to put out this Lightning Rod. Okay, I would have thought they would Lightning Bolt it on their turn to get the extra prowess trigger, but they might have something planned here. Well, I mean, we knew most of their cards. What else do they have? Something big. Okay, they're putting the cat in hand. So we'll Liliana kill the Swift Spear, and then we can have Fatal Push for the cat. Kroxa is interesting. I wonder if we actually discard that. So that we can continue to ramp up towards Angrath. Anyways, we're going to want to play the Blood Crypt, so we have the Bloodstained Mire to trip the Fatal Push later. And we'll get rid of the Swift Spear. So maybe a Pigeon, what EDH decks do you play? Like, who's your commander? When I was playing EDH, I used to play Varolz, the Scar-Striped. There's the Lurrus. And they can bring back Death Shadow here. No, they're going for Swift Spear. That makes sense. It kills the Liliana. So maybe I was supposed to consider that. Okay, K-Command's not bad. I can K-Command, kill the Lurrus, and get the Channeler back to hand. That seems really good. let's see here. Return a creature and 2 damage to a target. And we'll put down the Bloodstained Mire so we have access to the Fatal Push. But we might not even want to trip the push here. If they're just going to be coming in for 1, no big deal. We can keep the Fatal Push in that case for later. Okay, they're drawing a card here. So they're not satisfied with what they got in hand. I'm going to go ahead and mark off that snow-covered swamp. So they still have a basic swamp in hand we know about. Ooh, the Thoughtseize. Alright, we're going to Fatal Push the Swift Spear, I think, in response. We'll go get basic swamp. They'll probably get the Angrath here, would be my guess. No way they're going to want us to be playing a 5-mana walker on an empty board. Oh, they're taking the Kroxa? Oh, because now they can hit it with Soul Guide Lantern. Okay, that makes sense. We can't necessarily cast the Angrath here. Unless we draw land. And we miss. Okay, so we're just going to play the Channeler and we'll hold up Cling to Dust. We might actually want to play the Cling to Dust this turn because we might draw a land. It won't get us to Angrath, but we could at least play the land. So what do we want to cling? Probably the Lurrus, so they can't Kolaghan's command the Lurrus back to hand. And that will... No, if we hit the creature, it gains life, right? So we want to hit a spell. Get the Mishra's Bauble then. Dreadbore, okay. We'll land this Channeler and pass the turn back. Hey, it's a 4/4, not bad. That's a clock. We're going to draw a card with the Lantern. Bonecrusher Courier. And it's attacking, so they might have a Lightning Bolt here. We would be able to eat up their cards 2 for 1. I think I'd rather just take 1 here and keep the Magmatic Channeler safe from a Lightning Bolt. Fairly certain they still have this basic swamp in hand. Thoughtseize, okay. So we could cling again, get a little bit of life, get rid of that Lurrus. Ooh, that was a mistake, actually, because of the... I should have attacked first. Wasn't thinking of that. Now I've lost a bunch of the instants and stuff from my graveyard. So, bit of a punt there. They're going to be able to Lightning Bolt the Channeler now. But we do find the 5th land for Angrath. Oh, they didn't have the bolt, I guess? Huh. Oh, there it is. They're going to Teamer Battle Rage the Bonecrusher Courier? That's hilarious. Hold on a second. Like, I really want to cast the Angrath, but is that the right thing to do? Probably, right? The alternative is to Seasoned Pyromancer and discard both these cards, but Angrath and Dreadbore seem really good. I don't think I want to discard Dreadbore. Yeah, like I wouldn't mind taking control of that, for example. That seems quite good. They have no cards in hand. This should be good game. I suppose they can sacrifice the Bomat Courier and get like a Fatal Push to kill their own Scourge. Hahaha, nice. Morning, Stacks. See this? I killed an opponent with their own creature. How do you like that? This is fine. I like this. Thoughtseize into either Thoughtseize Bolt or Kroxa. Just wondering if I want to start with a fetch for a swamp. Oh my. Well, I suppose we take the Glistener Elf, and then we take the Blighted Agent. Well, let's go ahead and Thoughtseize again, I suppose. No point in paying the life here. Well, there might be some point in paying the life. I think that it would not have been wrong to do so, to bring the Blood Crypt into play untapped. We don't need to worry very much about our life total here. Yeah, exactly. So we could have brought it into play untapped, so we would have had access to the Lightning Bolt, just in case we wanted it. Okay. That Liliana's too much. Yeah, no doubt. So let's see here. What do we bring in? What do we bring in? Removal spells are good, so Engineered Explosives is going to be strong. Dreadbore is fine. Command, not great, but I mean, it is a removal spell, so maybe we bring it in. Blood Moon is so-so. Dreadbore is... It's a sorcery, so it's not the best. Keep all the 1-drops here. All the 1-drops here are gold. Hazoret's way too slow. Yeah, instant kill's the best kill. So we probably are going to want to bring in the Kolaghan's command on the basis that they're an instant. Okay, so the Channeler can draw us towards removal spells. So can the Pyromancer. The Bonecrusher Giant is a removal spell. So is Liliana. So Kroxa is one of our weaker links. Veil, Flusterstorm, Pierce. Good to know. They have 2 Uro, you say? That's interesting. I wonder if they bring those in this matchup. Probably. So maybe we want to bring in the one of Cling to Dust just in case. It draws cards towards the removal spells, and if they do have the Uro, it can take care of it. Okay, we got 40 seconds here to pull out a couple more cards. Take out one more Kroxa, one Pyromancer, and one Channeler. Grafdigger's Cage doesn't seem too hot. This hand is great. Noble Hierarch to start from them. We'll start with an Inquisition. Okay, so they have Spell Pierce and Spell Skite. Imagine we'll just get rid of the Spell Skite here. And try and play around that Spell Pierce. Ah, Fatal Push, wonderful. Let's see if we can bait out that Spell Pierce with an Engineered Explosives on 1. Okay, there goes Spell Pierce. So we have the Fatal Push. We could get the Hierarch here. Keeps them off of a little bit of mana. I think I want to keep the Fatal Push for their Infect creatures, though, if I can. Then we hit Lily with Stomp. We're going to stomp our own Lily. Bold move. Well, I suppose that makes a lot more sense. I mean, I'm pretty confident with the spot we're in. This seems like a great spot. Yeah, I take 1, no problem. Let's draw a card. Get a Channeler. Very nice. Ooh, so they have a Blighted Agent here. But we have double removal spell, so we should be able to kill it. Ooh, the Thoughtseize is a really nice one too. Let's start with the Thoughtseize. Okay, so they have the Flusterstorm. We'll go ahead and get rid of their counterspell. And we'll stomp on the agent. Okay, so we have the Channeler here. I'm not really into discarding what I have. I don't have a lot of resources to play any potential spells that I could draw off of it. So we're going to sit back. If they try and scale up the Hierarch, we'll push it. Otherwise, we're satisfied to block it with a Channeler and they can just bounce off each other all day. I'm pretty into playing Liliana the Veil this turn coming up and starting to tick up. Oh, all the Hierarchs, huh? Okay. Well, this is a horse of a different color, isn't it? I suppose we'll Fatal Push one of your Hierarchs then. We know they only have Scale Up left in hand. But how will I tell which one is the noblest? They all look so similar. I'm just going to have to guess that one. Okay, Liliana, tick up. No reason to attack. I mean, winning the game is a reason, but if we keep it back on defense, we can keep the Liliana around until we cast the Giant. Nice top decks, only the best. Yeah, that has definitely got to be going through their head. But that's a pretty good draw for them. Getting the Glistener Elf. Another Channeler. If we play this Channeler, we can't Crusher. I think we probably ask them... Scale Up costs a single green. To overload, I guess, is 6, but I've never seen it overloaded. We could discard the Channeler to use the Channeler and see what we have on the top two. I think I would rather just play a second Channeler and then, do I want to downtick Lily here? I mean, if I plus, we're not going to get any value. Let's just ask them to sacrifice a critter. Get rid of one of their Exalted triggers, get rid of some of their mana. And then I'll play the Bonecrusher Giant just because it's more mana efficient to do that. Still has the same amount of power. It blocks pretty much as well. And we'll attack with the Channeler as well. We have a blocker in the Bonecrusher Giant, so we should be good to go. 4/4 or 4/3. Well, yeah, exactly. Now we have push in hand. If we keep the Channeler back, we could even have push on the top 2 cards. But I'd like to start attacking in at this point. I think that we're in a pretty strong position to turn the corner. If we wait too long, opponent might be able to sneak something through. Liliana should make us pretty safe, though. They won't be able to keep their cards in hand. Oh, they have the scale up. Okay, but that's all they have, so we'll be able to block. Unfortunately, because of the Exalted trigger, the Glistener Elf will survive the Bonecrusher Giant. And I think there's a trick with Scale Up and Pendelhaven, where you target the Glistener Elf first, you give it +1/+2, and then you scale it up. Yeah. Yeah, I think the Pendelhaven first would have given it more gusto. You're not, like, holding up mana for anything, so you might as well make the biggest creature. But in the end, it doesn't matter. We are going to block. We're going to keep the Lily around. Kolaghan's Command. Okay, that kills Glistener Elf. And what will it return to our hand? Bonecrusher Giant? That's like returning a removal spell to our hand. Okay, this is great. We could also ask them to discard a card on their draw step, but that's asking to get blown out by vines. So let's do it now. If we want to, we can even get rid of their Hierarch by sacrificing our Liliana. Let's just get rid of everything. It also would have been right to keep the Liliana. Either way is fine. Oh, this hand is ugly. Don't like that at all. Okay. Yorion taxes. This hand is fine. We can get rid of a land. We got the old 1/2/3. Bolt Channeler Liliana. And turn 1, we get to do a red mage's favorite thing. Bolt the bird. All the things, huh? There's the Thalia. Channeler answers that pretty well. I mean, in the sense that it blocks it. Okay, Thoughtseize. I mean, that'll take up all of our mana here. Let's go ahead and use one of our Bloodstained Mires. Go get Swamp. And play the Channeler. Okay, there's the Arbiter. So our Bloodstained Mire is not going to be as hot. It's not going to be as useful as it would have been otherwise. Ooh, cancel that. Cannot play Liliana. We do not have enough mana. So we can Thoughtseize or we can play a second Channeler. We can also activate the Channeler, see if we draw something. I think we probably just want to play another Channeler here. Giver of Ruins. Okay, we might fetch Thoughtseize this turn, depending on what we draw. Yeah, I think it's going to be fetch Thoughtseize. Chandra. Soon. Okay, so they have Skyclave, Scavenging Ooze, and Stoneforge Mystic. I think we get rid of the Stoneforge Mystic here. That's right. Can't pay the tax. On the Arbiter, so we probably should have taken the Skyclave Apparition. Kroxa. Okay, so we can Kroxa, get rid of the Scavenging Ooze, or we can play Liliana. If we Liliana down tick, what do they get rid of? And then we'll probably lose our Liliana to boot. Dead Skoos is great. So yeah, Liliana uptick or Kroxa. If we Liliana uptick, we might be able to get them to make a bad attack. We could also Lily down. That would let them keep the Scavenging Ooze. They would sacrifice one of their creatures. Probably the Arbiter. Yeah, up kills Skoos, and I might be able to get one of their creatures on a block. Down kills one of their worst creatures, and then I lose Liliana. Yeah, I like that. A lot of different choices for as few cards as we had there. Magmatic Channeler was also an option. We could have discarded a card and looked at 2 extra cards to see if we could find something tasty. Okay, so Oath of Nissa is going to reveal Giver of Ruins. So they're going to get a second Giver of Ruins. That's pretty strong. Givers are able to protect each other that way, making it much more difficult to kill their creatures. So if they send everything at Liliana here, they can take it out. We block the Thalia, then they give the Thalia protection from red. Okay, so this puts the final card we need in the graveyard for Kroxa. So Kroxa's ready to go. And we get land, so we might as well put Kroxa out. The other thing, we could put Chandra out, but again, like, Chandra would just die right away. It would be able to get rid of the Giver of Ruins, but I'm more into playing this Kroxa, I think. Punch him for 3. And then we'll just play this land. So I haven't been utilizing the Magmatic Channeler very much. Generally been pretty satisfied with the cards I've had access to, but that could change. Might be like hitting a patch of lands, and discarding the lands could get me spells. Just so far it hasn't seemed to do very much. Okay, Bonecrusher Giant. Unfortunately, the Giver of Ruins is sort of in the way. If we attack with Kroxa, they can give something pro-red and block it. And then we might be able to stomp the other Giver of Ruins. Or we could play Chandra and start ticking it up. Pro-red doesn't work against Bonecrusher. Well, the it would prevent it from being targeted, right? Like, it doesn't work against the damage, but if I, for example, stomp the Arbiter, they can give it pro-red, and then my Bonecrusher, my stomp, can't target the Arbiter anymore. But it could do something pretty great when I attack with a Kroxa, or when I block with a Channeler. I get what you're talking about now. Got there eventually. Sometimes it takes me a second. All right, thanks for the follow, friend. Mind Rot Man. Mind Rot. Okay. So now we can stomp their other Giver of Ruins, and we get the Arbiter as well. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, well that's all I can do. I could discard the Chandra to look at the next 2 cards, but I'm fine with just having this 1/3 blocker gumming up the works. Canopy, so they'll have a draw. They're going to go for it right away, it appears. I bet they do. I bet they have some amazing top decks. Oh, but they didn't find them. So that's a concession from the opponent. I think that Engineered Explosives is going to be okay here. Kolaghan's Command is going to be pretty strong if we're dealing with equipments. Orok Champion, huh? Okay, so the Engineered Explosives are going to have to be taking care of that, because that's the only answer we have. We're going to want to keep the Blood Moons. We saw that they were playing quite a few dual lands. We can probably take out a little bit of the discard. Keep the Thoughtseize so we can hit the equipments, like the Batterskull. We'll do a split. Alright, we'll take out one of the moons. We'll keep the Hazoret. We're at 60 now. And I think we'll present with this. Okay, we have to mull. We only have one land. This is fine. What do we get rid of here? Probably one of the Pyros. We'll keep enough land so that we can hit a Pyromancer and recycle our hand. And we'll have turn 1 Thoughtseize to get rid of a Stoneforge Mystic. We're also going to want to go ahead and use our fetch land ASAP. Because we might not have that opportunity later on. I was supposed to get a Blood Crypt there. Because we need red. And they have all the basics they need anyway, so Blood Moon's not going to be a thing this time. I think I'll just get rid of the Apparition, let them keep the Flicker Wisp, so that we can play the Seasoned Pyromancer. But the Flicker Wisp Oath of Nissa here is going to be a little bit of a combo, allowing them to draw cards. Maybe I get rid of the Flicker Wisp so they don't have much to do. Tough choice. Yeah, taking the Oath was also a pretty good option. Did they find a Flicker Wisp with it? Oh man, that's frustrating. And they drew an Aether Vial. Okay, that's a pretty good one from the opponent. Non-land, please. One time, give me a spell. That's a spell? Okay. So we can Fatal Push the Exarch, and then they don't have access to double white. Oh, they got the Thicket. Here comes Flicker Wisp. They can Flicker Wisp the Oath of Nissa now. Alright, what do they get with the Oath? Stoneforge Mystic. Ooh, okay, they are getting some gas here. Opponent is getting some good draws. We, not so much. Let's go ahead and Seasoned Pyromancer some of these lands away. Okay, Dreadbore and Blackcleave Cliffs. I mean, that's something. We have nothing more to do. We will pass. Onion Lotus. The Pauper Aristocrats deck is hella fun. Glad you like it. I'm a big fan too. I remember we were talking about that briefly the other day. So did you pick that up? Going for the Sword of Ice. Oh man, here comes Sophie. Sweet. Yeah, that's one of the decks that I go to when I'm just looking to kill 30 or 40 minutes and I want to play some Pauper, want to play some Magic, I'll just play that. Sophie is trouble. So we could Pyromancer, start drawing some more cards. We could Dreadbore the Flicker Wisp. So we take less damage. But they're going to kill us really fast with Sophie. I think we probably just have to draw towards Kolaghan's command. But if we Dreadbore the Flicker Wisp, I think we're actually going to get more turns. Because of how much damage the Flicker Wisp would do with the sword. It hit us for 7. And we might as well attack with the Pyromancer. It's not going to be able to block Stoneforge Mystic with Sophie. So I guess this deck can't really play the Kozilek's Return because of the creatures, the Pyromancers. Alright, they probably should just hit us with the 2 from the Sword of Fire and Ice, but they're going to go after the Pyromancer instead. Ooh, and a champ. Okay, we're dead. Can't beat that. No way, no how. Unless we draw Engineered Explosives. Engineered Explosives on 2 would have been pretty good here. But as is, we're dead. There's nothing we can do here to stop this. Seasoned Pyromancer could potentially draw us to EE, but we wouldn't have enough mana to activate it. We can concede. We're going to go a little bit harder on the removal, or rather the hand attack, so we can hopefully get some of those champs out of their hand, now that we're on the play. That's true. Ashiok does turn off their search, so they wouldn't be able to grab anything with a Stoneforge Mystic. And they're going to have more fetch lands than most other ones. But yeah, it doesn't seem all that great. They don't have the fetch lands? Okay. I think we're going to stick with what we got. I don't mind Angrath. Angrath seems interesting here. We'll go down to 2 Blood Moons. We'll play Angrath. Being able to hit them with a Flicker Wisp or something seems nice. Oh, well, we got the Blood Moon anyway. We have a 1-2-3. We'll keep. And maybe if we're really lucky, the Blood Moon will do something. Okay, we're going to want to play Blackcleave Cliffs to start. That leaves the Lightning Bolt up. Okay, we're going to bolt that. Ooh, we draw a swamp. Nice. Let's go ahead and fetch out a swamp. So we'll have access to double black, so we can get Liliana going later. And then we'll play the Channeler. And turn 3 will Blood Moon. Fingers crossed, no basic. And no Thalia. No basic. Damn, they got the Thalia. Okay, no Blood Moon this turn. Get a Chandra. That's not going to do any good. So we got Blood Moon going next turn. And I really like our hand here. Being able to Planeswalker after the Blood Moon is pretty strong. If we can survive this. I was really hoping to get the Blood Moon out now so they would only have access to one creature. Oh, they're going to path the Channeler here. I guess we'll just go get another swamp. Could get Mountain. Get Swamp. Okay, I'm actually pretty satisfied with that path. They're going to be able to attack with Athalia, but if they don't have another creature here to play, I'm pretty happy. Okay, they do have another land, but it comes into play tap, so no creature. Good, good, good. Blood Moon. Oh, and they have the basic forest? Wow. Okay, we gotta kill their Thalia. This is still a game. Okay, so I think that, sorry about that noise in the background. There's nothing I can do about it. I think we just Chandra and kill the Thalia. I think that's our best option. We can't let them equip Sophie. We could have also Angrathed. No, we don't have the mana to Angrath. We can Angrath next time. Yeah, it's true. I work with what I have, and that's what I got. So a little bit of background noise. Hopefully y'all can get through it, just like me. So let's see here. We have a bunch of mana. We could Inquisition plus Chandra and Angrath. Oh, that's good. That's good. To me, it's very loud. I mean, I definitely want to play Angrath. The question is, what else do I want to do? I think maybe Channeler. We'll tick up, make mana, Channeler, Angrath. Hope so. Ooh, they got a Scooze. And they can put the Sword of Fire and Ice onto it. Still a game. That one basic forest, huh? Bonecrusher Giant's interesting. The thing is, I need something to do 4 damage to the Scooze on an attack for the Bonecrusher Giant to really do anything. Because Chandra can't target it or whatever. Bloodstained Mire, so that's a miss. Yeah, that's true. 2 damage to the head. Better than nothing. take another 2. Well, hey there. Thanks, friend. Flag L Antes. Flagellants? Well, anyways, I don't work in radio, but thanks a lot for the compliment. Maybe I should consider a change in vocation. Okay, we get another Pyromancer, as well as a land. So we've used both of our walkers. Can't really attack into the Skoos, so I guess our turn is over. We could discard the Pyromancer here and look at our top 2 cards, see if we can find something to play. Not too into that. Okay, here it is. Attack at us. This is the race. It started. Thanks, Moto. Oh, and I get to gain life too with the Skoos every turn, making it bigger. It's going to be a tough race. We're pretty close to dead here. Oh, and they got a Plains? Okay, well, that's something. If we stomp, our Magmatic Channeler doesn't make it to a 4/4. I want to cast the Inquisition so that the Channeler beefs up. Oh, I guess I am, eh? Because that's 6, 7, 8. I mean, there's nothing I can really do about it, right? Maybe I was supposed to dig a little bit further to get the EE. But yeah, you're right. They pump up the Skoos once and I'm dead. Good game, though. Okay, that's our first loss of the league. Let's jump back into the queue, find another opponent. So I had kind of lost a little bit of focus on Sophie there. I was kind of equating Sophie with Auriok Champion, and had totally forgotten that we still had plenty of ways to get out of that. Liliana the Veil, Fatal Push, Engineered Explosives, so we still had a lot of cards in the deck to be able to make it through that game. I just wasn't thinking clearly. Kolaghan's command as well, destroy target artifact. So we absolutely should have been using the Channeler to draw cards. This hand is okay. I think it's keepable. We can trade the excess lands for fresh cards with the Pyromancer. Okay. So they have a pair of Scourge, a Death Shadow, and a Pyrite Spellbomb. Blood Crypt, Verdant Catacombs, that's 5, so they're at 15. Pyrite Spellbomb puts them to 13. So they can't actually play any of their stuff. I think I'm going to take one of the Scourge. Pyrite Spellbomb doesn't scare me very much. If it kills a Seasoned Pyromancer, so what? Okay, there's the Catacombs. And the Spellbomb. Okay, we draw Chandra. I think I'll just play Blood Crypt tapped here. Dreadbore is a sorcery, so there's no point in holding up mana in the opponent's turn. And if we keep ourselves at 20, they'll have a hard time playing Scourge. Kroxa. So they played Blood Crypt. We could ask them to discard a card via Kroxa and play Blood Crypt tapped. Or we could play the Seasoned Pyromancer, which would allow us to discard the Kroxa. Decided to take this line, which keeps us at 20 life. They could use the Pyrite Spellbomb to knock us down to 20, but if they do that, we can Chandra their Scourge. Also, it looks like Blood Moon would actually be pretty effective on this board. Looks like they might punch us with a bomb. Yep. They want to play their Scourge. Ooh, okay, that's pretty good. We're going to have to use the Dreadbore on the Scourge now. Ooh, and they get the Blood Crypt, so they can play the Death Shadow too. So we get the choice. Do we want to kill the Scourge, or do we want to kill the Death Shadow? If we leave the Death Shadow, we might not be able to kill it next turn with Chandra. So I'm kind of into... Oh, that's tough. We can only kill one of them. I think I'm going to kill the Scourge. Okay, they're going to attack. No surprises this time. What do they got for second main? Probably put Lurrus in hand? Yes. Okay, they have Lurrus in hand. Maybe we'll draw an Inquisition of Kozilek. We'll get basic Swamp. No such luck. So I'm thinking Chandra kill Death Shadow. But if we do that, then they just get to get it back next turn. Well, they have to draw a land in order to do that. We could also Seasoned Pyromancer, get rid of these 2 lands, and draw some fresh cards. Kind of into killing that Shadow right now. Hey there, Chuck. Many Money wants me to kill the Shadow. It's the one chance we got to kill the Shadow with Chandra. I doubt they play Mutagenic. We know one card they have in hand. Okay, that works. We'll just play the Blackcleave Cliffs and pass. Do it! Do it now! Ooh, opponent has the Bomat Courier to finish off the Chandra. Yeah, you and me both. Big fan of that movie. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, we have the Inquisition to get the Lurrus. That is strong. Come on, kill me. I am here. Okay, let's draw 2. Hey, we get Lightning Bolt. We can kill that Courier, huh? Might as well kill that before they get access to another card. Let's just get it off the board. Oh yeah, they got a ton of removal, but how good is their removal against Seasoned Pyromancer tokens? If they want to bolt my Seasoned Pyromancer, I just get 2 1/1 tokens back from it. Seems pretty bad. But they're going to go for it. The Fatal Push is going to be decent versus the Kroxa. So they'll be able to get that out of here if I try and put it back. Oh, nice. Thoughtseize on my Swamp. Go for it. Get to the chopper. Ooh, Hazoret. Don't mind if I do. Damn. And we even have enough mana to trigger, so we can put them to 1. Okay. Deck is treating us pretty well this game. And that's instant speed, so we'll just pass. Oh, we don't even have enough mana to do that right now? Whatever. We'll be able to do it twice next turn. Kill them. Yeah, they got me pushing too many pencils over at the post office. We're going to bring Angrath, Dreadbore, Kolaghan's Command. Oh, definitely the explosives. Pretty satisfied with that. We could bring in Cling to Dust. I think that's the best option we have out of our graveyard spots. But we already got to take 6 cards out. I'm going to want to take out 2 of the Blood Moons, but I want to keep some Blood Moons in. Blood Moon can be crushing in this matchup. Handsome likes the Ashiok. Not too much of a fan of the Ashiok in this matchup. They don't have too many things to search up besides their lands. And if we're looking for a card to counter the Lurrus, I'd rather the Cling to Dust. Bonecrusher Giant's not going to have too much. It's true, they do play Blood Moon in the side. They're going to have 2 basic swamps, so they might fetch into the basics knowing that the Rakdos deck plays Blood Moon. I can take out some number of Thoughtseize. They don't have any spells that aren't hit by Inquisition. We don't want to be doing ourselves damage. And they're going to empty their hand pretty quick. We'll keep the Inquisitions, though, because they hit Lurrus. Bring in the Cling. Yeah, so the Rakdos Shadows deck, they play the Blood Moon in the board, but I'll tell you a little secret. Every once in a while, I play a Blood Moon and lock myself out of the game when I was playing Rakdos Shadows. Okay, so we'll call the Blood Moon an Ashiok, Handsome. If I get a Blood Moon and we wish it was an Ashiok, you can do the future hands. They could also be playing, well, 1 swamp in main, mooned us out. Yep. Super genius. This hand is trash. I hate this hand so much. This hand is fine. What do we get rid of? Either Bonecrusher or Chandra, I think. What am I going to put back? Okay, so I definitely want the Inquisition. I'm going to want to keep the 2 lands at least. I want to keep the Channeler. So we want to get rid of one of these 3 cards. Bonecrusher Giant is going to be able to hit a lot of their little dudes. Oh, nice. Thanks a lot from the crypt for the bits, and thank you for being our cheerleader. All right, we'll shuffle the Chandra back in. Okay, it's going to be a Swift Spear to start. So we'll be starting with basic swamp into Inquisition. Alright, the gang's all here. Got a pretty good viewership today. No raids, 26 viewers. Very not bad. Speaking of very not bad, one of the better draws in our deck. I think we're still going to start with the Inquisition rather than throwing that out on one. Well, look at all that. So they have a ton of removal and Rampage. Rampage can get us an artifact or a planeswalker, so we're going to want to get rid of that. Otherwise, all the cards are the same. Feed the Swarm can get rid of the Blood Moon that we don't have. If we get a chance, we want to Bone Crush that Swift Spear, but we know that they have those 2 Lightning Bolts. So they can pretty easily save the Swift Spear from a stomp. Oh, there's a second Swift Spear. Oh, looks like we're going to be opening a chest pretty soon, huh, Handsome? Well, this is a wild and crazy world we live in, Mr. Rabe. It is 8:50 a.m. and I've been up for nearly 12 hours. Okay, we get another Inquisition, but I'm not too interested in hitting Lightning Bolt or Feed the Swarm. Let's just stomp one of their Swift Spears. The other option is to play the Channeler into the Bolt. I don't like that. We could Engineered Explosives on one and Inquisition away the Bolt. I'm going to stomp here. I think that preserves our life total. Yeah, I like that. Saving the Inquisition for Lurrus seems pretty strong. Okay, so they drew Swamp, so they might actually put the Lurrus into hand here. The other option would be cast Lightning Bolt right now, but I think Lurrus into hand is one of their stronger options, which is going to be pretty good for us. Nope, no Lurrus to hand. So they're just going to sit on the Feed the Swarm and Lightning Bolt. Okay, we get Dreadbore. So I think we just Dreadbore the Swift Spear, get it out of the way, and pass the turn. Don't have to worry about taking damage anymore for it. And we have the Engineered Explosives to take care of their next threat, and Inquisition to take care of the Lurrus. Yeah, I really like this save the discard spell in hand thing. That's really cool. Normally I fire these things off as quick as possible. Another Dreadbore. Alright, let's just throw the Bonecrusher Giant out so that when they Lightning Bolt it, they take damage. And then we can have the Channeler afterwards. This is also going to be most effective on our mana. Yeah, that's very true. Fortunately, we do have answer to Lurrus and Dreadbore now. But Inquisition is by far the better answer. The odds of the opponent getting to 6 lands and being able to put Lurrus in hand and slam Lurrus onto the board? Unlikely. Trigger the Giant. You remember when you used to play Paper Magic and you used to have to trigger all your cards yourself? Another Dreadbore. Nice. Let's play the Channeler and pass. It has been a while, Slayerfall. Been too long, you're right. Okay, there's the Feed the Swarm we knew about. So their hand is full of unknowns at this point. Oh, a Thoughtseize. That's going to be able to take away one of our cards. What will they take, however? Engineered Explosives is quite good. They might take the Inquisition because it's the one-off. We have 3 removal spells, only 1 discard spell. They do take the Inquisition here. Another Engineered Explosives. Okay. I think we just throw down one of these explosives on 1 and then pass. One and done. This can take care of a Shadow. Can take care of a Swift Spear from the graveyard. Okay, oh, here's a Shadow. Engineered Explosives takes care of that pretty easy. They go to 6 and put Lurrus in hand. Yes. Okay, we're going to probably blow the explosives here. And then maybe play another one? Or do we just leave it? What's up, Mini Money? What do you think? Kill the Shadow or leave it? Blow it up? Yeah. Like, they're going to be able to get it back with the Lurrus, but it's probably better them getting it back and then it having Summoning Sickness. And this way we have access to our mana. Fatal Push. Womp womp. Okay, so do we just play another Engineered Explosives on 1 here? I think so, huh? We'll be able to kill the Lurrus after they bring back 1 thing. We'll have access to the Dreadbore to kill it. But we've been grinding pretty hard here. We're going to need to find some card advantage, some Pyromancers or something. Oh, yeah? Ashiok would be real good right here. You're right. When you're right, you're right. But, I mean, so would Spellbomb. Let's get rid of this 10-10. Blood Moon would be okay. I would be fine with a Blood Moon here. I think I would prefer a Blood Moon. That would keep the lock the Lurrus in their hand, but they can get the second swamp now. So Blood Moon would have been good, but now it's garbage. And they can go Lurrus into Scourge. Fortunately, we have the double Dreadbore, and that'll keep us in a top deck war. Yeah, you're right. Second swamp is really good. I guess we can just go get the swamp now. It thins the deck and we don't want to draw lands. No, they already used the Feed the Swarm. So we don't know the last card. Thanks for that, Magic. Oh, well, there's a Kroxa. But I think I just want to Dreadbore. Because Kroxa's not going to kill. But that Scourge sure will. Pretty close game here. Heading into turn 10. Well, they got something they want to do. Bomat Courier. Okay. Well, we won't be letting them draw too many cards with that. I'm going to want that to die pretty quick. And we got the Kroxa to hopefully take that last card out of their hand. Ooh, Hazoret's interesting. I think we just Hazoret here, right? Go for the kill. What could they possibly have here to stop a Hazoret? Maybe they could make us draw a card. They could have Dismember. Dismember would keep them in the game. Okay, we got it. This hand is very slow, but we're on the play, so we might be able to keep it. I'm going to risk it because we're on the play. I think I might have thrown this back if we were on the draw. It could definitely be Hammer. It's been quite a while since I've seen the Hammer. I played it quite a bit, and before I played my leagues with Hammer, I would see Hammer all the time. But since I played my leagues with Hammer, I don't think I fought them once. Bloodstained Mire? Probably not. I think it's Death Shadow again. Definitely. Clearly Hammer. I guess we'll just Dreadbore that Swift Spear unless we draw something better. We'll have Liliana to take care of the next threat. Unless they Thoughtseize it. Another Blackcleave Cliffs? I don't need all these lands, though. Another Swift Spear. And a Bauble. Do they have a land drop, though? They could Bauble themselves. No, they missed the land drop. Okay. I guess Liliana killed a Swift Spear then? Well, if they bolt the Liliana, that's a 2-for-1. That's pretty good for us. I think Hammer Time has hurt the format, really, but not as much as Sanctuary. That's fair. I kind of like having a... what's this? Anyways, we got a new follow. Thanks for the follow, friend. Hey, a couple new follows. All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. FTO Newman and BLLB11. Welcome, friends. How did you find the stream? Was it like on the front page? Were you looking for someone playing Modern? So Inquisition only has the one target, Kroxa. Well, there you go. Does everyone know the secret to the Velvet Voice? There's the lightning bolt you predicted, Handsome. We get the Bonecrusher Giant. I'm much more interested in just deploying Chandra here and ticking up. Oh, I would have liked to have that one. I would have liked to cast that one. Damn. Okay. Is that just going to stay on my screen from now on? Putting Lurrus to hand. And that's it for their turn. Oh, what's the secret? It's a little bit pricey. It's not easy to find. But I'll tell you. It's just a little drop of honey. Bye-bye, Lurrus. Yeah, that's true as well. I could have stomped last turn. They will never leave the screen. Ever. The only 4-drop I have is Hazoret, but I wouldn't want to show off the Hazoret and then not be able to cast it. So I'm going to go ahead and fetch Swamp here first. And then tick up. We get a Lightning Bolt. Yeah. We can cast that. Hold on a second. If we cast that, they get to play the Death Shadow. If they play the Death Shadow from 11, we could possibly stomp it. Let's just hit him for 2. And then we'll stomp or whatever. Oh yeah. Well, thanks a lot for the follow there, Derailed. Just one random guy. I do Pauper streams every Tuesday and Thursday. They got something here. Ooh, it's a Scourge. Okay. So we can kill the Scourge with Chandra. And we can almost Kroxa. Nice. Today is Wednesday. That's the rumor. And I know it's true because I watched The Expanse before I started my stream. Okay. We got there, game 1. They couldn't deal with our value. So let's bring in Removal. Bring in Angrath. Definitely Ashiok, right? Bring in Cling. Take out 3 of the Blood Moons. What else did we take out? I think we took out a Thoughtseize. Oh, yep, thank you. The Explosives. We want both of those. Definitely. Take out Thoughtseize. And I think that's pretty good. So I like the cards we have. And yeah, I don't really want to bring any of these in. We could bring in the Spellbomb. Spellbomb is okay, but I would rather keep like Bolt, for example, or Inquisition or Fatal Push. So I think we're going to run with this. Should have quite a bit of experience sideboarding for the Rakdos matchup. Is this, what, the 3rd time we've played it this league? Another follow. Many Money 7. Thanks, friend. Van Halen is in the chat. Rock on. Gizlo, thank you for the follow, friend. Okay, well, we have a 1-land hand with a basic swamp. Seems great, man. Another 1-land hand. Not interested. Okay, here we go. We can keep this. We have engineered explosives. That's good. We'll get rid of 2 cards. We got rid of Cling and one of the 3 drops. Which one? Kolaghan's Command or Liliana? I think I want to keep the Liliana. They're both probably 2-for-1s, but Liliana could potentially be better. I'm going to keep the Lily. Okay, Swift Spear to start. Might want to go ahead and deploy those explosives on 1 right from the start. We'll see what we draw. If we draw like a lightning bolt or something, that would be pretty nice. They're going to crack on the upkeep? Nope, they're going to leave it right there. Yeah, I think I'm going to explosives on 1. This is really my chance to deploy the spell. Oh my, hey handsome, take a look at the viewer count. We're doing pretty good today. Alright, so opponent has the 2nd land this time. We're not going to get off so easy as last game. What are they going to do with it? Maybe a Scourge? Maybe a Kroxa? Oh, Rampage, asking us to sacrifice our explosives. Yeah, that's a thing. Oh, no. I was trying to select it to sacrifice it, game. I wasn't trying to use it. Alright, so it's looking like Channeler for our turn, which might put a roadblock. Let's see what we draw. A Pyromancer. Okay, so we'll pay the life and play the Channeler. And look at maybe playing Liliana next turn, depending on the opponent's play. We might even be priced into putting the Pyromancer into play, but I would probably want to get the Planeswalker out first. Bolmat Courier. Can't really attack with it unless they have a Lightning Bolt or a push. There's the Bolt. So yeah, it looks like I might be priced into playing the Pyromancer this turn. Liliana could take care of one of their critters, but then the other critter would kill Lily, and it would end up as a 1-for-1. Another Pyromancer, huh? And we draw 2 lands. My deck is a troll. Alright, well, maybe we can deploy these lands and get some tokens from the Pyromancers. But it's pretty painful. discarding Seasoned Pyromancer and Liliana and picking up these 2 lands. I don't know that we could have really played it differently. We could have maybe played the Liliana take up, take one of the cards out of their hand, and hope that they attack Liliana and don't kill it. I'm not sure that would have been better. That's true too, Handsome. Opponent does not know that we're sitting on air. Yeah, a little bit unlucky. It happens. But I do think that it was the right play. So they have 2 cards in hand. If we put everything in front of the Swift Spear and they have Lightning Bolt, then they decimate us. They kill the Pyromancer with a Lightning Bolt and kill our 2 elementals. So we can't, unfortunately, super block. The blowout is just too strong. We could block with the Seasoned Pyromancer. That forces them to cast a spell, and it puts the Pyromancer into the yard so that we can later on reuse it. If we put another elemental in front, I don't think that really changes anything. They would just Lightning Bolt one of the elementals that we put in front of the Pyromancer instead of one of the ones we put back. Opponent's taking their time here. Oh, it's a Kolaghan's command, making me discard and doing 2 damage to me. Okay. We'll get rid of this, probably the Blackcleave Cliffs. Polluted Delta is something that we have to spend life to get value out of, but at least the land comes into play untapped. So if we draw like Chandra or something, we're good to go. Or maybe another Hazoret deck. Inquisition. We don't know what they have in hand, right? They haven't put the Lurrus up there yet. I think we just play the land and pass. Because we don't want to get... if we can keep the Inquisition in hand, we can hit the Lurrus with it. And they might be looking to get that Lurrus. They have the Mishra's Bauble in the yard already. Alright, so what has the opponent got? The Bonecrusher Courier could be decent too. They could play a card or 2 from their hand and then reload with a Courier. I know we definitely block the Courier, but do we block the Swift Spear? If they have Bolt, we're dead. Maybe we put 1 in front of each. Okay, so they end the turn with the 2 cards in hand, and they leave the Lurrus in the sideboard. What do we get? A lot of good draws here. Opponent has a stop on our upkeep for some reason. Oh, they have something to do. They're going to Kolaghan's command on our upkeep. Return the Bonecrusher Courier, make us discard the Inquisition. And we... oh, no, we draw Angrath. We have 4 mana, we can't do anything. Oh, well. We'll pass. Getting pretty close to death, though. We really need that one extra land to start activating our Pyromancers from the graveyard. Knight's Whisper. That's really dangerous. Opponent draws 2 cards here. If they draw Lightning Bolt, we're dead. Mishra's Bauble ain't bad. So they're hitting us for 3. But they didn't play the Bonecrusher Courier. So they have something they want to do for 2 mana. Is this a Scourge? It is. So if we get untapped land, we steal their Scourge and win the game. All right. One time. Let's go. Oh, damn. Womp 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 womp. Good game. Really close. But stuck on 4 lands. Couldn't find that last one. But that was only game 2. And we have another game to go. So let's resubmit. And see if we can end this league with a 4-1. Let's go ahead and jump. Is that one of my quotes? Is that what I just said? That's fair. That was definitely a consideration. I just didn't like the idea of trading Liliana in a 1-for-1 like that, where I would take one of their creatures, the other creature would kill Liliana. But in that instance, I would have still been able to play Seasoned Pyromancer on the turn afterwards. So I think it probably would have been right to do that. Team Red wants me to open a chest. Do you mind if we wait till the end of this game, Team Red? Hey, thanks there, Chuck. Oh, of course. It's Van Halen. Yes. Excuse my ignorance. Cool, cool. Alright, we'll open that chest for you right after this game. Interesting hand. Van Halen with the follow. Thanks, friend. I'm into keeping this. It's pretty expensive, but maybe we'll Blood Moon them. And we have the Inquisition Fatal Push to start. So yeah, I'm game to keep this. Salmon Graham. Thanks for the follow, friend. Alright, let's take a look at what they're working with. Okay, so they have Bonecrusher Courier, Thoughtseize, Kroxa, and Scourge. They have a mountain, but they have a Marsh Flats. So Marsh Flats is access to a basic swamp. Do we take the Thoughtseize here? I think so, right? We take the Thoughtseize, we have Fatal Push for the Scourge. Okay, so we're pretty dedicated on this line here. I think we let the Courier do its thing. Let's see what they get with the Marsh Flats. Okay, good. They get the Blood Crypt. That's good news. No swamps. And they drew a bauble. Okay. There's the Courier, and the Lurrus isn't in their hand yet. It just gets revealed because of reasons. Okay, we get a Liliana, but we're looking for land. We're going to play the Swamp, and I think we're just going to pass here. If we can Fatal Push the Scourge, that's going to be better for us than Fatal Pushing the Courier. Probably the Chandra. Okay, that was a Sunbaked Canyon. No attacks with a Bonecrusher Courier? They must have just skipped past the combat step by mistake. We're going to get rid of the Chandra. We're so far away from casting it. Hazoret would have also been same option. So far away from casting it. But I think the Hazoret is actually pretty good in this matchup. How would they kill it? So we could Fatal Push the Bonecrusher Courier here. But I think it's better to keep the Fatal Push just in case we miss land, so we can Fatal Push a Scourge. We get land. Nice. Blood Moon time. Ooh, hold on a second. If we Blood Moon, we can't Liliana. Maybe we Liliana first? They have 2 cards in hand, Mountain and Scourge. So we Liliana first. They play Mountain, play Scourge. Well, they have the 2 Mishra's Baubles too, so they could draw a bunch of cards. We have a ton of swamps in the deck. We could draw to swamp. Oh, is it going to be the Blood Moon or the Liliana? Thanks for the help, chat. I appreciate it. Now, another option we have here is actually to tick the Liliana up and take their Mountain. Hand is pretty gas. Yeah, I don't want to discard anything. Let's get rid of this Bonecrusher Courier. It's more about having Liliana on the board. We have the Fatal Push to get rid of the Scourge. Hopefully they don't get access to Swamp this turn. That would be a bad feeling. I understand that feeling. I really do appreciate being able to play Liliana again. It's been quite a bit of time since Liliana has been in favor. Oh, damn! Polluted Delta. Blood Moon no longer looking as good. But we have Hazoret. And I mean, the Blood Moon is still fine. They'll only have 1 swamp. They can't lure us. So I think we still Fatal Push Blood Moon. And then leave Liliana at 1 so we can keep the Hazoret. You can have 1 swamp. But only 1 swamp. Okay, there's the Mountain we knew about. And the Lurrus isn't in their hand yet. That's fair too. Get that Hazoret in play so that we're able to start getting in for damage. There's a lot of small differences to our sequencing that we could have done. Smash you. Okay, I think because of the Liliana downtick and the Hazoret ability, we should be pretty solid. We can kill this shadow. Heck, we can even attack into the shadow, see what happens if they block or what. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and downtick Lily here after combat. Ooh, Polluted Delta box topper. How did that make you feel? Okay, now we just activate Hazoret twice and we win. GG, everybody. As long as none of this gains life, we're happy. I know, right? If they had Cling to Dust. Yeah, sure. Take the Fatal Push. Go for it. That's not what this game is about anymore. Oh my god, Angrath. Do I just play Angrath? And then take their shadow for fun? No. Aw, you're no fun. Let's just do the thing that wins. Fine. I mean, Angrath wins too. Hey, there we go. 4-1. We got there.